2020 rolled around and I realized just how many games I have on my backlog. It's gonna be a while before I can get to them all. But to motivate myself, I figured I'd go through them all and document my experience, or what have you. So I'm gonna have a series of videos coming out where I play a game and then I talk about what I thought. I don't know, whatever, just go. So the first thing on my backlog was playing through Kingdom Hearts again. And no, not just the first one. I decided to play through the series again so that I can replay 3 without only having like 60% of the knowledge of what is going on. And oh my god, am I so glad I did. Because the first time I went through it, it was confusing. There were characters I didn't know about, things happening that they referenced that I hadn't heard of. It was a mess. And I can only imagine how hard it was for people who had only played 1 and 2 before they played 3. Oh my god, they must have been so confused. At any rate, let's go. Here we go. So, Kingdom Hearts 1 was nice to play through again. If there's one thing I can praise the game for, it's its art direction. Yeah, at least, like, the Heartless have some of the best designs in the whole series, in my opinion. Hollow Bastion was definitely the best world, like objectively. Like, I don't think anyone could argue any other ones. A few of the worlds just kind of felt like I was going from room to room rather than exploring a world. So, there was that. As far as the gameplay, the most important thing, it felt kind of slow and heavy. Just, I don't know, I wasn't feeling it. Even when I unlocked more abilities later on, and I had, like, I had stuff that made you attack faster. I had, like, the big reflect bubble. I had, the spinning in the air thing or whatever. None of those additions really made me feel any stronger. Like, throughout the entire game, I literally felt like a kid hitting people with a stick. That's how I felt through the whole thing. And it didn't help that I couldn't tell how much health an enemy had with the, the overlapping colored bars instead of the actual, like, tick bars. So that was confusing. And even on standard, I was getting my ass handed to me. Very much. Very frequently. I wasn't feeling it. I got to the last boss, I tried him a couple times, and I was like, I'm getting one shot on standard mode. And I'm like level 50. I'm done. I have beaten it before, but I'm not about to do it again, because I'm not feeling it. I didn't even get to the boat. Didn't even get to boat Ansem, so yikes. I skipped Chain of Memories. Since I got the all-in-one package, I have, all of them on the PS4. So it was Chain of Memories as opposed to the Game Boy Advance version. And I think I might have tried the Game Boy Advance version once, and even then, I'm pretty confident that it worked way better on the GBA instead of, on the PS2. Because translating a 2D game like that into 3D, I just don't think it worked as well. I mean, granted, the game's very doable. Once you get the card combat down, then it's, it's not terrible. You can just spam Sonic Blade and win, I guess. But I don't know. I just wasn't about to go back into card combat because I wasn't. Again, like, now you just have your basic combo. You don't even have your expanded combat options. Just your basic combo and then whatever abilities you have. So yay. No, I'm not about to go back through that. Especially that extra final boss that they added in the remake. So yeah, skip that one. Okay, on to Kingdom Hearts 2, probably one of my 2 favorites in the entire series. It is fantastic. It takes everything the first game and goes, okay, this kind of sucked. Let's add a bunch more. The combat is way more expanded. There's way more options. Now you also have drive forms. They are great. I love them. In the final mix, they added limit form too, which was really nice. The worlds actually feel like worlds instead of a bunch of rooms. So that's nice. The OST is great. There are some real bangers in it. I could listen to it, maybe not all day, but like half the day. Like, it was really good, but a lot of the songs are kind of on loop, and they're not like, I don't know. Anyway, I feel like the Heartless don't look quite as cool or intimidating this time around. They're just kind of themed around different worlds, and some of them are kind of goofy looking. But the Nobodies, though, that's where it picks up. They've got this like weird otherworldliness to them. They kind of like undulate and flop around, and it's kind of weird and unsettling, but it's great. They're great enemy type. Honestly, if you wanted to play through Kingdom Hearts, play the first... Actually, if you just wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and even skip Chain of Memories, you could do it. And then you could stop at 2, and it got a satisfying ending. And then you don't have to deal with all the confusion. I mean, it just ties everything up nicely. So, yeah, I like it. In Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, they had secret movies in the final mix versions that teased the next 2 games. First of which was 358. I know that's not the full title. I'm not going to bother even trying to figure out how to say it, because this is like the real start of the confusing-ass titles that Kingdom Hearts just loves to have. I don't know if Nomura thinks he's being coy or something, but it's... Oh, like, come on, man. Anyway, 358. Didn't get to play this one again because it's not on the all-in-one package, and I don't remember where my copy is. But if there's one thing I remember, it's... Oh god, it does not feel good on a DS. Oof. The visuals also didn't look great, again, because it was on the DS. Everything looked really spiky and polygonal. And the grid. Oh no, the grid. The grid was terrible. Having to fit all of your abilities into this grid was one of the most frustrating things I've ever had to deal with. And you have to do that with levels too. So yeah. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. So didn't play that one again, but I have memories. Oh, one more thing. Every Keyblade has a different moveset, so that was pretty cool. That's about all I have to say. And next up, Birth by Sleep. I really wanted to like this game, but I ended up just getting frustrated. I liked how many like cool new abilities there were as options, but there's this delay in between using anything. What I ended up doing a lot was doing 2 Keyblade hits and then using an ability because there wouldn't be any delay. Whereas if I finished my combo, there'd be a delay. If I used an ability, there'd be a delay between that ability and another combo or another ability. Jumps felt really floaty. Everything just felt really, really clunky, which was unfortunate. I really wanted to like it, but it ended up feeling kind of tedious. I had to grind with every single character. All 3 story modes I had to grind at some point, sometimes multiple times. And I was lucky enough on 2 of them to have Mickey as a D-Link, the only one that matters, so I could get bonus experience. And I beat 2 of the stories, and then I quit at the very end of Terra's because Xehanort was not fun. And his second form, I would have needed to, grind for levels again, and I wasn't about to do that. So I was just like, nope, I'm done. I've had my fill. Thanks, bye. Again, I don't know how I would have been able to deal with that on a handheld. That would have... Ugh. Alright, Recoded. Again, this one's not on the all-in-one, it's just a bunch of cutscenes. And honestly, A, it doesn't look all that great, and B, the story doesn't really matter. They only reference it like a couple times in 3, and it's such minor things that it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Recoded, so I skipped that one. Okay, so that was the 1.5 and 2.5 remix. Now on to the 2.8 final chapter prologue with another 3 collection. God, these names, I swear to God. The first one on there was Dream Drop Distance, which was on the 3DS. They really like randomly switching over to Nintendo handhelds. I don't understand it. This was also not Kingdom Hearts 3, despite being called 3D. Again, I don't know if Nomura is being coy or if he's just trying to be confusing, but good God. This one, I got through like 2 worlds and I quit, because I was not having fun. It was a lot of the same problems with Birth by Sleep. This time around you have flow motion and you don't have shot locks. I liked the shot locks. Flow motion did not feel great. There's only like a couple flow motion abilities that you start with. I don't know if you get more, but I don't know. Didn't feel especially great, I gotta say. And then I started feeling underleveled again. I don't know what it is with this combat system that they had in Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance, where I just felt like I'm not doing any damage. I felt like I wasn't accomplishing anything. So I quit and I just watched the cutscenes on YouTube because I couldn't be bothered yet again. I was kind of disappointed by this one. Then there was, what was it called? I think it was 0.2 Birth by Sleep. Nomura, please. Like, you're hurting my brain. Your galaxy brain is just too much for the masses. Anyway, this one follows Aqua in her journey through the Dark Realm during the events of Kingdom Hearts 1. I really liked this one. In fact, I only ever had one issue with it, and that was a lot of frame rate drops. I mean, you can still tell what's going on at all moments, but when you're like attacking with your Keyblade, it's like choppy. I don't know what it is, but it's got the same combat system as Kingdom Hearts 3, which I will talk about. It felt great to play. Everything felt powerful. You start at level 50, so there's that. And Kingdom Hearts 1 had a lot of like puzzles. This one added some puzzles back, and I really liked that there were puzzles in this one. But unlike Kingdom Hearts 1 and its puzzles, they didn't feel weird and out of place, and, jumping and moving around, there was actual maneuverability. Kingdom Hearts 1, they had all this, like, platforming that I, for some reason, didn't mention, and it felt terrible because you had no mobility options. But Aqua felt great to play as. Finally, I get to know why Mickey has his shirt off in Kingdom Hearts 1. I, of course, absolutely needed to know that. It just kind of, like, fizzles off of him, too. It doesn't even, like, rip or tear. It's just, like, psh, it just scatters to the wind. I don't know. It was weird, but the game was fun to play. That's all I really care about. And it looked great, too. And, good God, I can see why Aqua is having a tough time in the Dark Realm, because if you die or just get to certain points, she says some really depressing stuff, and I love it. And then there's Kingdom Hearts Key, Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, all those mobile games or browser games or whatever they are. I didn't play this one, obviously. Again, not on the all-in package, and I'm not about to download it on my phone to sit through like hours and hours of these games. I'm just not going to. But I looked up a summary of the story, and good God, does it add like 50 layers of complication to this already overcomplicated story of Kingdom Hearts. Whoo! If you do not like complicated stories, do not play Kingdom Hearts. I will tell you that right now. The mobile game it looks like a mobile game. I mean, I don't know what really to say. It looks like a turn-based mobile game, so if that's your thing, go ahead. If you want to know all the story details, if you want to know why Maleficent comes back from the dead in Kingdom Hearts 2, something like that, then go ahead. But I wasn't about to actually play it, so there is a great, summary of the story if you want to know it, with some like the text box details as opposed to just the cutscenes. I'll put a link or something somewhere if you want to watch that. Go ahead. And Kingdom Hearts 3. We're finally there. Finally, after all this time. Oh boy. Kingdom Hearts 3 is, gameplay-wise, the best. It is my favorite one to play. It feels fantastic. Everything feels really strong. You get tons of abilities. They kept shot lock and flow motion, and the summons feel, more powerful than ever. What else? What else did they add? Just the basic combat options are great. They kept form changes, but they changed it up to now every Keyblade has its own form change. A couple of them are repeats. A couple Keyblades have pretty much the same with maybe slight differences. But, other than that, every Keyblade's unique to some degree. As for my favorites, the Pirates of the Caribbean one, what was that called? I think it's Wheel of Fate. That one's my favorite. My second favorite is whatever the one with the double arrow guns is. I got a chance to try the... I didn't download Remind because it looks like it's not worth the $30, honestly. But I still, because of the update, was able to get Oblivion and Oathkeeper. Good God, going through critical mode was a time. But it wasn't quite as hard as I thought it was. In fact, I think I played through critical mode in Kingdom Hearts 2, years ago, and I remember dying a lot and having a lot of trouble. But Kingdom Hearts 3, for some reason, it just felt better than it was on Kingdom Hearts 2. So critical mode's not quite as hard, if I recall. But there are a couple moments where it just sucks. Underwater and, just other certain areas of the games. Critical mode did not, I would never go through that again. I would never subject myself to that. The story is very complicated, as one would expect. Basically, the plot summary of each world is Sora goes and finds new friends and helps them do something, and then the organization members come and tell them they hate him and the bands he likes. That's about it for each world. Granted, each Disney character now has a fantastic interaction with organization members. Well, okay, maybe not all of them, but a couple of them have some really great interactions. Woody, good God, is so savage. And then I think probably my other favorite was Mike and Sully from Monsters, Inc. Yeetusing Vanitas into a bunch of doors and then shredding the last door. They literally had the most comedic moment with one of the most threatening villains in the series. It was fantastic, and I loved every second of it. So that was one of the good Disney worlds. As for some of the not so great ones, Tangled, I didn't like Tangled World as much. They show a couple scenes from the movie, almost verbatim. Actually, no, it was verbatim, line for line. And they show stuff where Sora isn't even involved in the Disney plot for some reason. Anytime they show stuff where Sora's not there, it's usually Kingdom Hearts stuff. It's usually not Disney stuff, but they do that for the Disney stuff this time, and it's shot for shot in the movie. Literally, you could do a side-by-side comparison, and it's probably exactly the same. And the only place that is worse is in Frozen, because they play through the entire song Let It Go. Shot for shot. It is awful, and I hated it. Frozen, good movie. Let It Go, good song. I did not want to sit through it while playing Kingdom Hearts. No. I have a friend who didn't even like Frozen as a movie, and because of how much Let It Go is played everywhere, he hated it, and it was like torture for him. And at any moment where I was playing Frozen, he made sure to tell me. So, there were some, there's some great parts and some not so great parts. Pirates of the Caribbean, I kind of like, but I also kind of have some grievances with. Yeah, I don't know what else to say besides that. Big Hero 6 as a world was disappointing. It felt like there was so much more to do, and you're there for such a short amount of time, and you get to explore so little of the city, unless you go out of your way to do so. I just felt like there could have been more. You could have had an entirely other boss, other plot point in that world, and it would have been way better. But no, they just kind of don't do anything with it. Kind of sucked. The one other thing I find kind of disappointing was, unlike Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, there wasn't like a final world to go through. Like Hollow Bastion, the world that never was. You don't get something on that level. You go to the Keyblade Graveyard and you go through a maze, and then you fight some bosses. Yay! Scala at Kylum was also kind of disappointing because you literally go there to fight a boss. That's about it. But as I said, gameplay is fantastic. The visuals, oh, so good. And again, the OST, great. Just great. It's awesome. Oh, one other thing I almost forgot to mention was the addition of the Disney rides, which was really helpful in critical mode, and which feels very pointless otherwise. It feels like it's a Disney commercial, which is basically what this already is already. But, you know, they break up the gameplay. They're really powerful, which is the only reason why I use them on critical mode. Honestly, I would almost turn them off on any other difficulty, because I just, like, why? There's not even an explanation as to why Sora can do it. Like, other gameplay aspects, you get explanations. For the Disney rides, you get nothing. They're just there. Sora can just do it now. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. Say that so I actually add this in later. Yeah. So, yeah. That was my re-journeying through Kingdom Hearts. I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I had some laughs at how ridiculous the writing in the games are, because oh my god, it's bad. But yeah, I enjoy Kingdom Hearts. I like it. I'm glad I replayed through it. I'm not going to give it a rating. I'm not going to give any games I play a rating. I would recommend playing at least Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. 1, just to get the story down, and 2, because it's actually really good. And if you don't want to play anything else, you don't have to. But I would recommend trying to get through 3, at least watching a story summary of the rest of the games, so that you kind of follow. But, you know, I guess your choice. But 3 is the best to play. It feels fun. There's a lot of options. It's great. So yeah, that was my first game on my my backlog slog. Thank you for listening. If there's anyone out there listening to this now or in the future, do that, liking, commenting, subscribing, all that jazz, whatever you wish. And until next time.